Hello, hello, hello. Early morning report. Early morning report. Early morning report. So, hi, Yummy. How are you doing? Thank you for coming. You made it. How are you doing? Yes, today I am putting in my morning report, and you know something. This is for my overachievers, people pleasers, my perfectionists, and my codependents. Why am I doing my early morning report this morning? But we'll get into that. But let me tell you what happened to me yesterday was somebody holding me accountable, like I said in my last video. I said that we are going to hold each other accountable. Somebody's going to hold me accountable to me. I'm going to hold somebody accountable to somebody else. And we're going to do these things together. And then last night, I had a wonderful, wonderful live session with Yemi on her channel here. She's here and she did an awesome job, by the way. And she interviewed Real. And if Real could come, Real may come in eventually. And this is for everybody who will watch later. A fellow female, a fellow associate who's in the same field of healing indicated to me that you cannot, you know, get up there doing a whole codependent move, which I did. That part of that codependent move was overextending myself. Too often, people, as codependents, as overachievers, and people pleasers and perfectionists, we say things like, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'll do that. I will overextend myself on this project. I will overextend myself on this agenda. I will give so much of myself until I burn myself completely out. And you know what? I almost fought against my homegirl. I said to her, yeah, you know what? But I can do it. I could get up every single morning, and that's what we do as codependents. That's what we do as codependents. When people tell us, hey, maybe you doing too much, maybe you giving too much, maybe you there too often. Right? Maybe you're doing too much for that project. You bit off a little bit more than you can chew. Too often we'll say, no, I can do it. I can do it. And you know what? Your heart don't really catch up to that, right? Too often our mouths, right, write checks that our hearts can't cash. And then 2 or 3 days into something that we overextended ourselves in, we're tired, we're frustrated, and we're not blaming ourselves for that one moment in time when we overextended ourselves. Instead, we blame the project. Instead, we blame the people who are ungrateful. Instead, we blame others for the reasons for us extending ourselves. And it's okay because I did years of therapy. I did months and several months, and sometimes still go back continuously for codependency support. And let me tell you something, that doesn't mean we're ever fully healed. There's always a piece of us, overachievers, people pleasers, codependents. There's always a piece of us that still feels the need to do too much, still feel the need to give ourselves entirely too much to something that we aren't going to be able to follow through. And we have to hold ourselves accountable. Somebody held me accountable yesterday. So no, I cannot get up here every single morning doing the morning reports. But guess what? I love doing the morning reports. So I will as often as my heart allows me to. And I just love that. I love that somebody said to me, and that's what healing is all about. Somebody said to me, know yourself well enough to do that. But if you know that eventually you're going to burn yourself out, don't do it. See, what I expressed yesterday, which was very, very important, is that when you find people who think like that, when you find people who feel like that and who know themselves, you keep those people. You invite those people into your circle, right? I got a couple of free vacant spots for sisterhoods, okay? And I'm taking them all in, okay? Because guess what? The universe always provide new sisters when your family don't follow through. The universe always provides new cousins when your cousins ain't acting right. And I am just loving the process. But you have to know yourself well enough to invite these people into your heart, invite these people into your circle. And I thank her for reminding me of my need to please, overachieve, or my need to be codependent. And yes, people don't get how codependency is. Codependency lives in us in such a way it can remain dormant, but it comes up like waves. It comes up like waves. No sooner than someone is having an event, you're saying, I'll help you decorate. Well, why? Why did you feel the need to say to them, I'll help you decorate. I'll extend myself to that project. I'll buy the items that you need. Learn how to keep your tongue still. Learn how to say, you know what? I'm not going to say nothing right now. I have to go and check my calendar. I have to see what I'm going to do for myself. I don't know. I might want to sleep in late on some morning reports. I might want to, I may not want to help out with that decoration project. It might be a little bit too much for me. We bite off too much than we can chew. We give too much of ourselves. And then you know what we do? We go and we start to complain to people who could care less, right? We become a shell of ourselves. We look like a hot mess. Our hair's undone, unkept. We give in entirely too many hours to a job that doesn't appreciate us, or we invested ourselves into a project where now it's taking up our expenses, our energy, our time. And then we're like, why did I do this? Why did I do this? And your heart is frustrated. I can't tell you how many single times somebody invited me to something. Okay? Codependents, listen to this. This is very important. We are the yes people of the world. We are the yes, 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 yes. Rarely do we say no. Rarely do we say no, even when our heart is telling us to. If somebody asks us to do something, they will say yes faster than speed lightning. We'll say yes. Oh, absolutely. Oh, of course I'll do it. But there got to be a time where you have to say no. Because I can't tell you how many times somebody invited me to an event, somebody invited me to go somewhere, and I knew I didn't want to do it. And I'm like, yes. Okay. But I am unhinged getting ready for that event. I am losing my mind. I did not open my mouth and say, I can't do it. I can't do it. See, nobody's going to hate you for being genuine. Nobody's going to hate you for the truth. Okay? People start to dislike you when you know you do not like something. You know you do not want to go to that event. You do not want to cater to that party or create help with the flyers or do all of these extra things, and you say yes, and then you back out with no excuse. You back out with a horrible excuse as to why you can't do it. People don't like that, right? But hold yourself to the fire and say no. People respect that better. Say I can't do it and be okay with it. Be absolutely okay with it. You know what? I'm not going to be able to attend that party. You know what? I'm not going to be able to buy those things. I just not going to be able to go. I do apologize, but I'm not going to be able to do that. And be fine with it. And allow them to be fine with it. You know, but keep your tongue still if you know that in your heart You have things to work on yourself. Why are you helping with a party or an agenda or something like that when you have work to do on yourself? When you have your heart needs a little bit of party supplies tapped onto it. Your soul needs a party for yourself. It's time, people. The early morning reports that I'm going to do when my heart calls me to, it's a process of saying, we are going to wake up this early morning. We're not worried about somebody from the past days, right? We're going to plan an agenda for ourselves. We're going to plan something for the me of my soul. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe a little spa, maybe a little foot massage, but I'm going to do something for me, not for somebody else. I'm not going to wake up this early morning overachiever, people pleasers, codependents, and look to do something for somebody else. Too often we wake up and the first thing we look for is to do something for somebody else. We have to stop being the yes people of the world. Yes, sometimes get us nowhere. And that's fine because your heart is pure. I get it. Hey, we all get it. I'm there. But at some time, your heart would love you for it if you say, no, no. Does our heart really love us for when we say yes? It really don't. There's a tugging of the spirit that occurs. There's a tugging of the spirit. You said something and your heart didn't follow. Your heart said, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know that you need rest. You know you just did a 12-hour shift. Why are you doing that? Why are you inviting yourself to that event? Why are you inviting yourself to decorate that and do that project? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? And you keep your mouth still opens and say the word yes. But it's time to follow your heart. Overachiever, people pleasers, perfectionists, and codependents. Know this, that people will still love you for who you are. We are afraid. We are afraid that people will hate us. We are afraid that people will abandon us. We are afraid that people will be so upset with us that they'll never talk to us again. But when you are the yes people of the planet, they come back. They always come back. But rest assured that it doesn't matter if they don't. You have to take care of yourself. The time is now. The time, the time, the time is now. Yummy, you are my heart, honey. I want to thank you for all of the support that you've given me. You know, these early morning reports, therefore, they were for me to speak out into the world, and people just come back for it later and they take a piece of it with them wherever they go. But I appreciate you coming into the room because I won't stay long on these early morning reports. It's really just a rant. It's a rant for people who deserve to hear it, who are supposed to hear it, and for it to resonate for the people who need to hear it. But I want to thank someone out there in the world who held me accountable for my need to please. And that's what healing is all about. Don't forget to hold your fellow person, sister, brother, mother, a fellow codependent, a fellow perfectionist. When you see something in yourself in that person, to call them on it. When you know that this is something that you've been through, to speak on it. That's what healing is for. That's what accountability is for. That's what people who care for you the most, who worry about you the most, will do. When you see something in someone and you know you've been there, you know what it did to you, speak out, hold them accountable, open your mouth. Overachievers, people pleasers, perfectionists, and codependents, we are also the healers of the world. A lot of us have a lot of information to heal other people. A lot of us are doing great work in the matters of the heart. Even when we're not in the world doing it, we're healers among our families. We the people pleasers of our families, the healers. We give in, we're trying to give when people are sick. We're the ones coming over to the family member's house with the soup and the medical supplies. right? We're driving them over to their doctor's appointments, right? Even when we got so much going on for ourselves, we'll sit down in some doctor's office with a diabetic aunt, right? Not even our own mothers. These are the type of people that we are. These are the type of people that we are. Too often, we're the type of people who may walk up the block to an elderly neighbor, right? And hand them food, right? A lot of us are considered what you would consider the salt of the earth. The salt of the earth. But we have a salt of bad taste in our mouth because we don't know when to take time for ourselves. We don't know when to say no. We don't know. And people look for people like us. It's okay to be the healer of the world, but it's just not okay. It's just not okay to not heal yourself. It's very, very important to consider that every single time you move out into this world and say, you know what, I'm going to go up the block and help this neighbor. Then I'm going to go call my sister and see if she needs help with the kids. And then I'm going to go ahead and take mommy to the doctor's appointment. And then I'm going to go ahead and then, help out at the local, association and help them with these flyers. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to call my best friend and then see if she's going to do something for this. We will do it all. We will do it all. But it's okay on a day like this, right? On a Sunday morning, right? I don't know how religious you are, whether you go to church or not, but to sit back and say, this is my day of stillness. This is my day of stillness. I'm going to find me a spot on my couch. I'm going to find me a snuggly little cozy cover. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to drink me a cup of coffee on a Sunday morning, and I'm going to let the birds talk to me from outside. I'm going to let my heart be still. I'm going to have a conversation with myself. Stillness, a moment of silence, time to yourself is what a codependent need to get back to the core of who they are. For the overachiever, people pleasers, perfectionists, and codependents, we have to stay at the core of who we are every single time. The stillness, right? The calling of the universe, the listen to the messages from the ancestors. Some of you are not listening to it. It's only going to come in a stillness. Only then will we get back to who we are. It's very important, people, so that we can continue to heal others if that's what your heart enjoy doing. But if you do not get to the core of who you are, you cannot lay hands of healing on anyone when your heart is wreaking havoc on your mind. That's just my rant for today, people. And listen, the early morning reports will come in when my heart allows me to do it. I want to thank my sisters um, in in that collaboration of healing who had me really think about that. And I want to thank Yemi for coming today to listen in to the early morning report. And we will be back Thursday for the live show where we got people coming in to tell their stories of codependency. And we be popping off on Thursdays. It is awesome, awesome, awesome. Set your reminders because I will put one up on YouTube later today. I thank you, Yummy, for coming. I thank everybody who will listen to this later on today. Listen, it's all about the healing process, right? Let's hold each other accountable, like we said. You know what? Till then. Yes, it is okay. That's right. It is okay. Thank you, Yummy. And y'all just continue to be the wonderful people that y'all are. And we're going to take it out like that. And I see y'all Thursday. Have a good one.